Welcome to another brand new episode of WWE Afterlife, and we're going to be talking about the Raw that happened last night. So let's go ahead and get things started. The show started off with, let's take a wild guess, another Authority promo. It really does seem like every week they start off the show. Anyway, they talk about how by the end of the night, Ambrose has to sign the contract for the championship match at Elimination Chamber, or it's not official. So Ambrose comes out, talks a little bit, and they sort of try and goad him to get into the ring, even though it's pretty much obviously a trap. Roman Reigns comes out and helps him. Stephanie McMahon makes it Seth Rollins and Kane versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose for the opening match. And this was a decent match, with a pretty good opening match. Ambrose ends up getting the win when he actually pinned Seth Rollins, and I liked how they did that, because it really did seem like Ambrose could be a threat to Seth Rollins' title, and that's what I really like about this angle so far, is that as opposed to something like the Fatal 4-Way match in which half the competitors didn't really seem like threats, Dean Ambrose is being treated like an actual threat. So I really like how this storyline is going so far. And after this, Dean Ambrose gets interviewed by Renee Young and J&J Security. They kind of act like they didn't bring up the contract, so Ambrose ends up beating them up. And the cameraman ends up accidentally getting hit by Ambrose, accidentally. So that sets up an angle for the night, which we'll be talking about later. Then we have Rusev versus RTruth. And for some strange reason, Rusev has apparently moved back to Bulgaria, which I think is where Rusev actually is from. He's no longer Russian or anything like that, which I really don't get. They didn't really explain it very well. But, so then in this match with RTruth, it was basically a squash match. It was basically that. And there's one problem with it. It was that RTruth, it really doesn't seem like he's a threat. I was just talking about Dean Ambrose actually being a threat for Seth Rollins' championship. RTruth really isn't a threat to the IC title. I mean, I don't think there's any chance that he's going to win this Sunday. I like RTruth. I really do. I think he's entertaining. It's just that his character, he's just kind of there, And I do kind of wish that he would turn back to being a heel, because I thought that he was at his best, when he was a heel back in 2011. So I do like RTruth. I do find him entertaining. But I think they need to either make his character more relevant, make him heel, or maybe a mix of the two. But, so yeah, this was basically a squash match for Rusev. And then after the match, Rusev takes the mic. And this sets up a promo between he and Lana. And this was a pretty good little promo. I do like that these two are getting more promo time. Rusev is improving on the mic, And so they sort of tease like they're going to get back together. But then, Lana, pretty much stands up for herself, saying that he's a liar and a quitter, and pretty much insults him, like just owns him, And it was a really good promo. The two of them did a really great job, So it was a pretty cool little promo. And then afterwards, we get a continuation of the Ambrose saga. The cameraman ends up just reluctantly filing charges, and so Ambrose ends up getting arrested. And the Authority, looks like they might have gotten Ambrose out of the picture for the night. And it looks like he might not be able to sign the contract. So then we have Ryback versus King Barrett. This was an okay match, pretty much an average TV match. It was okay, and it, built up some more hype for the IC Championship. Elimination Chamber. Ryback ends up winning. And then we have the Entourage guys. Just the cast from the TV show / upcoming movie Entourage. And, they didn't really fit in with Raw. I don't know. Like, some celebrities can pull it off. Some celebrities can't. I never really bought Entourage being, that invested in it. I mean, they just came off as wooden. They really did. I mean, but yeah. So, Entourage, they really didn't need the cast to be there. It was sort of them just plugging their movie, and that was it. But they weren't really on the show for very long. So, then we have Neville versus Stardust. Like the Barrett and Ryback matches, was an average TV match, So Neville wins, and Bo Dallas ends up attacking Neville and builds up their feud. And they're actually going to have a match at Elimination Chamber this Sunday, which I cannot wait for. I'm really excited for that match. Hopefully they get a solid amount of time. I don't think it's going to reach the heights of their ladder match at the NXT event that they did. But I think they can have the chance to do something really cool there. So then we have Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus yet again. Like, I find it funny how they built these their two pay-per-view matches up quite a lot. Then they just decide, after Payback, to just give it away free on TV. But so yeah, I've seen this match quite a lot so recently. But Sheamus defeats Dolph Ziggler in a good little TV match. They got quite a lot of time. So yeah, and John Cena's challenge is up, and Zack Ryder ends up accepting. And I really wish that they had let him just come out rather than the Entourage cast, because it sort of killed his pop. I think the pop for Ryder would have been a bit louder had Entourage not come out first. But anyway, Ryder was actually pretty over here, mainly because possibly because they were in Zack Ryder's hometown. But I do think that there is a percentage of fans out there that do want Zack Ryder to appear on, TV again. And I'm one of those fans. I mean, I really wish they would do something like Zack Ryder. I wouldn't say make him like world champion or anything like that, but make him like a mid-card talent, But, yeah, so this was a good match. I don't think anybody really figured that Zack Ryder was going to win. But, this was a good little match. And then Kevin Owens appears afterwards and powerbomb Cena, builds up their match, which I'm really excited to see. And so we have Paige versus Tamina. This was a brief little match. It was okay, nothing that spectacular. And then Tamina wins here. And what I love is that the finish of the match involved Naomi taking a cheap shot at Paige, pretty much interfering in the match behind the referee's back. And Nikki Bella, who was on commentary, actually complains about it, despite her and Brady doing that a lot of times. So that's one other reason why the Bella Twins is babyface run just isn't very good. They don't really act like faces, But, yeah, so this was an okay match. Then we have New Day versus all the teams that they want to face at Elimination Chamber. And this ended in disqualification, just brawling and stuff like that. And so now we have the final segment, which is the Authority. And footage appeared prior to this, which revealed that Seth Rollins actually pushed the worker, the cameraman, into Dean Ambrose. And so I guess Dean Ambrose may have been freed from jail on self-defense, I guess. I don't know. But Roman Reigns comes out, fights the Authority. Then all of a sudden, Dean Ambrose comes in, in a police wagon, dressed as like some kind of cop or security officer or whatever. And it really reminded me of Stone Cold. It really reminded me a lot of Stone Cold. Stuff like that. It sort of reminded me of the Zamboni scene in particular. The Zamboni segment back in 1998. That's what it reminded me of. But this was a really cool little moment. A lot of people call Dean Ambrose like the modern day Stone Cold. And I can definitely see that. But so Ambrose and Reigns end up fighting off the Authority, and they stand tall to end the show. And that was it. So overall, this was an okay match, okay show. Not the greatest episode of Raw in the world, but not the worst either. It was okay at best, So pretty average show this week. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you all next time.